Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Bregaton. Let's loot and explore this room. The Lady Navigator statue looks pristine and new. The library is full of treatises by the most distinguished scholars of the Imperium, from Astra Militarum tacticians to Adeptus Mechanicus genitors. Intercepted conversation between security officers. Tremendous honor. Yes, but this promotion will transfer the entire squad to the child's personal guard. By the God Emperor, while you are a strapping lad, you'll probably make it for a cycle or 3. It has worn down better men than me. What even is the point if your brains turn to mush? I may rip out my eyes like Amos did. At best, I'll just go bonkers like that little crap stain that kept stealing our low. Oh? What happened to that one? Threw himself out of a depressurized chamber because some voices told him to. Calm down. Keeper Felek said the squad will not have to serve the child for long. He even gave us a little leeway. Unlike that fish-eyed, be quiet. He might hear you. Well, you know what I mean. He almost busted our heads because someone forgot to check the catering unit. We haven't let in a single outsider in over 10 years, but Keeper Theobald keeps finding things to fret over. Imagine the shrieking if he finds out Keeper Felek didn't make us inspect the hangar after Lord Winterscale's most recent visit. Throne forbid. I try to steer clear of the squabbles among the Highborn. Some of Keeper Felek's orders make little sense, like the last time he commanded that we cut off communications with Rykad Minoris for a while. Why would he do that? It looks like he grew tired of the Winterscale Scion's visits. Well, it's always a pleasure to aid Keeper Felek. That's right. If the Highborn have grown tired of each other, let them deal with it. Oh, that is better. But for Adira, this may be better.
I always keep my options open.
Most of these unfortunate souls took their own lives by slicing their guts wide open.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
A meteorite chunk. A shard of fused meteorite, still cold with the icy breath of the void. A Ripper auto pistol. And some grenades. Mutated flesh sample. A flesh sample with numerous outgrowths covered in a mesh of bluish-black veins.
I always have a backup plan.
I don't think it updates. Oh, it does. Or maybe it doesn't.
Always keep your eye on the price.
By Pontius Siphius Gelasius, on the training of worthy servants at the court of the Navis Nobilite. A good major domo attempts to nurture only the finest of flowers in the garden that is their master's life. Therefore, new seeds for the garden must be weeded out with the utmost care, so that the garden's trees may yield the sweetest fruit. The lessons below will help you separate the precious seeds from the vile thorns to cultivate the perfect garden for any lady navigator. Lesson 1. A faithful servant always makes sure their mistress's rooms and garments are clean. Lesson 2. A faithful servant will never offer their mistress the same dress presented earlier in the cycle. Lesson 3. A faithful servant offers their mistress a glass of fresh water upon waking. Lesson 4. A faithful servant tastes each dish and every drink before serving it to their mistress. Lesson 5. A faithful servant will have mastered the art of styling their mistress's hair. The total time that 5 servants can spend on arranging their mistress's coiffure should not exceed 3 revolutions of the chronometer. Lesson 6. A faithful servant lives for their mistress, and gladly gives their life for her as well. Lesson 7. A faithful servant. Datacrypt H40KO. The Datacrypt carries an inscription on its fused casing. H40KO.
Keep your wits about you.
Statue by the famous Calixian sculptor and chronicler Zacharias Vernon the Magnificent. The 23rd year of this millennium. Original.
What do we have here?
Duty prevails.
Navigator flesh sample. A flesh sample with fragments of scales and rudimentary webbed fingers.
Damned warp. If we'd been in real space, I'd have...
Idira, stop castigating yourself. Your soothsayings have always been vague. Even if you had heard, who among us would have realized that it was Lady Theodora who was in peril?
I won't let it define me.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
Mars pattern sword. And a noble silk gloves, where it gains a +5 bonus to persuasion. That's a little better. Flop back to that.
Is there money to be made?
Never doubt me.
Did you hear the screams? Move. Sir, are you alright? We can't hear anything. Now I see. You're in league with them. Is this an insurrection? Yes, indeed. Death to the traitors. Sir, what are you doing? Get hold of yourself, sir. I know. You're all traitors. Traitors, all of you. They told me. They whispered. Hey, who are you? No, that takes care of that. Data crypt H41 OK. The data crypt carries a half-effaced inscription. H41 OK. Research notes of Navis Laboratorum Custodian Fortunata Orselio, Part 13. Keeper Theobald graciously agreed to provide samples of his skin growths so we could study the influence of the rebellious immaterium on the flesh of the Navis Nobilite. Just as we thought, navigators are positively resistant to the restless currents of the warp. The God Emperor truly does shield some people against corruption and misery. But let us get back to the study of mortal flesh. Another servant will be carried in shortly. We must ready the organ extraction equipment. Adamantine dust and black water. This was the worst idea that could have entered my mind. God Emperor be praised. I'm lucky to still have my head on my shoulders after this reckless experiment. Nevertheless, we did make an important discovery. The adamantine seems to protect the frail flesh of the lowborn to a degree. Having said that, not even the macerator can handle its temper, so we should probably introduce a more complex compound into the formula. All of the data related to the experiment were recorded to data crypt K04OH. I'll get back to them later, once I'm done with experiment H41OK. Have I mentioned that the chunk of meteorite found by the Keeper Felek subjects is completely useless? Although, its shining granules could be used to make new plants for the child. Paints. Yes, I think I'm going to do exactly that. So this is part of a puzzle we're going to find in a bit. You do not want to add the water and adamantine dust together. The meteorite isn't used at all. It's just a red herring. We don't have all the pieces yet, so I can't determine the solution yet.
Just as I planned. Let us not dawdle.
There's actually two solutions to the puzzle.
That's how it's done.
It might be three. I'm pretty sure it's just two, though. A long last will come in handy. We'll give that to Adira. Even better than what she had. For some reason, the Arch Enemy's twisted influence has found its way into the station. You see a little bit of warp corruption there. Uwe has had his tongue cut off, just like the rest of the lesser servants of House Orselio.
I always keep my options open.
You don't want those servants getting uppity, do you? Alright, awaken the Cogitator spirit. The Cogitator's vid screen is covered in cracks and stained with dry blood. The buttons, switches, and levers were ripped out of the control panel with exceptional cruelty and scattered around the sacred mechanism that now sparks and hisses in agony, still refusing to perish. Awaken the Cogitator. Turn a few of the remaining dials and pull the activation lever. The cracked vid screen of the sacred engine flickers. The Cogitator's insides emit creaks and groans, and the lumens oscillate at random. It takes a while, but eventually the machine spirits do grant you access to the Cogitator systems. I request data on the station's navigators. After a brief pause, the data appears on the vid screen. Felek Orselio, location main hall, status alive. Theobald Orselio, location upper chambers, status alive. Calamira Orselio, location upper chambers, status deceased. Alexius Orselio, location lower levels, status deceased. Rasmus Estevan Orselio, location unknown, status deceased. The child, location upper chambers. Biometric parameters, rapid heartbeat, elevated body temperature, stress level exceeds the permissible limit. Status, unknown error. Attention. Common procedures advised. Attention. Upper chambers inaccessible. Error. The control rod is not present. If the rod has been misplaced, immediately contact a station keeper or the Navis Laboratorum custodian. Examine the log. The archive data stored on the Cogitator's local data crypt is partially corrupted, but you still manage to access the residual logs for examination. In a data crypt, it's like a cloud server, a data repository sanctified by the Adeptus Mechanicus to be used in conjunction with the Cogitator. Alright, view Vox report 12 AH-890. The Vox recording hisses for some time before you hear a voice. This is Officer A282. Do you copy? Several generators overheated on the lower levels. Chambers A to D are unpowered. The Tech Priest crew sent to investigate the problem is not responding, requesting back. The officer's speech is interrupted by shouting. The recording abruptly ends. Officer H123 speaking. 200 servants have perished due to explosive decompression of the living quarters. We've located traces of mechanical interference. The preliminary cause is officer sabotage. Crews 5, 6, and 9 are cut off from the main compartment. We have enough oxygen for 20 minutes. May the Emperor save our souls. Senior station officers, this is the captain speaking. We attempted to contact the Winterscale Scion for help, but something is jamming the signal. We never received a reply. It cannot be sure it was even sent in the first place. The rescue team is not coming. We're on our own, so remain vigilant. Anyone could be a traitor. You hear me? Anyone. If you're in doubt, shoot to kill. The following Vox recordings are too badly distorted to make out even a single word. Examine the recent entries of the incident log. Report X880 originator, classified. Date, classified. The servants close to the child have started butchering one another again. An order came from above to have their remains reprocessed. Report X886 originator, classified. Date, classified. The negotiations with the Winterscales were a success. A new batch of servants will arrive in 10 moons. Escort them to the laboratory at once. It is imperative that we increase the new retainer's resistance to the child's powers. Report X891. Originator classified. Date classified. Data expunged. Examine the station's docking log. The log is almost completely corrupted, but you managed to recover the latest entry. Identity confirmed. Region Aranto or Celio. Date of visit classified. Reason for visit classified. Date of departure classified. Examine the security and life support logs. The yellow lights above the control panel flicker to life, and a singular repeating message streams down the vid screen. Warning. Damage in technical compartments A12, B3, D8, and H24 detected. Warning. Living quarters L10, L16, L28 depressurized. Warning. Unable to access the station's docking system. Warning. Energy regulation system, unknown error. The station will transfer over to emergency power. Immediate evacuation of the facility is advised. Warning. View the encrypted data. Something buzzes in the Cogitator's metallic gut. Several red lumens light up above the vid screen. Required access level, security captain or above. Current access level, senior security officer. Might break through the Machine Guardian's defenses. You easily bypass the restrictions imposed on the sacred machine. The Cogitator's overloaded processors were, unhappily. Most of the encrypted data has been wiped. You find traces of the Purge protocol. Recovery is impossible, but a list of the most recent commands, having been embedded in the machine spirit's consciousness, now flits across a screen in a single creeping line. Child delete picked, flow disable, access code, annul station, controls, delete, activate, shuttle, self-destruct, purge command, log. Exploring the archives for a while longer yields a surviving excerpt from the guard captain's report, mentioning that the security system had recently been reconfigured without his knowledge. His comment reads, "Only the keepers of the station have access to the life support systems. But Keeper Theobald had not left the child's side, and neither had I. Could it be that..." Return to the list of the available commands. The vid screen blinks at the mechanisms of the machine's core amid a quiet hum. So this is implicating Keeper Felek, or Celio, as having sabotaged everything on the station. I call Rycad Minoris for help. The system cannot carry out your command despite the eager compliance of the machine spirits. One thing is certain, the problem does not lie in the Cogitator's mechanisms. I'll switch to the main chamber controls. The cogs within the sacred mechanism slowly start turning, with heavy grinding and clacking. The tired machine spirits grant you access to the station control, or at least its parts that still obey the Cogitator. Open all doors on the level. The Cogitator's vid screen goes dark, as if the machine spirits had fled their mechanical casket. But your assumption is incorrect, as it fills with static just a few moments later. You can barely make out an inscription amidst a flow of rapidly changing symbols. Warning. Data corrupted. Processing. 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 Error. Alright, here we go. 010011011010110000 1011011100111010. Oh, I lost track. I'm not going to restart. 0101100000. Sorry, 101101100000 1000000. Again, I lost track. 100000110 1101111 0110111001100110011 0101101101101110101 010100011101010 is required. There we go. Alright, so gotta find this somewhere. We'll look for the... Doesn't exist. We'll select one. The Cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems. According to the report, the door has already been opened. Alright, 2. Already been opened. There we go. You push a few buttons of the control panel, but the system rebels and keeps resetting your commands. According to the data, the compartment you're trying to open is depressurized. The Cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems and produces the following message. The protocol has been executed. The passage has been opened. Already been opened. Alright, the Cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems and produces the following message. Protocol has been executed. The passage has been opened. On the vid screen, it blinks and the mechanisms in the machine's core emit a quiet hum. Main elevator controls. A few manipulations with the switches make you realize the elevator to the upper chambers is blocked. Activate the elevator. Processing query. Confirmed. Return to the list of the available commands. Alright, and step away from the Cogitator. You thank the machine spirits and reset the operating protocol. Easy peasy.
I always have a backup plan.
It's not voice acted. Heresy has found its way into the walls of this esteemed house. It is a black day for the Navis Nobilite. The caustic stench of reagents steers your nostrils and broken glass crunches underfoot. Somebody wants to destroy the laboratory, or find something. A data crypt K04OH. The data crypt carries an inscription written in a neat hand. K04OH.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
Hey, 2 XP. Synthetic amniotic fluid pools across the floor. Barely discernible traces stretch to the side opposite of the entrance. Flesh sample. A flesh sample of a tender pink color, untouched by mutations. Psi crystal. A shimmering crystal that emits a ghostly light.
Keep your wits about you.
Unidentified acid. Hissing, foul-smelling liquid. Black water. Purified sample from the ocean world OM42K003. Do not use this with adamantine dust. I think the acid is needed. That might be for the other mixture. And a biogel. A viscous, translucent substance.
This is intriguing. Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Alright, welcome to the laboratory. Research notes of Navis Laboratorum Custodian Fortunata Orselio Part 12. More and more servants are being influenced by the Immaterium, and it has nothing to do with the child's more frequent tantrums. We've discovered that the corrupted flesh of the mutated reacts more unusually to the crystals we purchased from the Winterscale Dynasty. I strongly recommend finally grinding the reagent to catalyze the reaction. Do not use acid under any circumstances. Trust me, you'll not like having to tend to the burns for the next dozen turns in a row. This calls for something more basic. Oh, and one more thing. Tech Priest blessed the data crypt H41OK with the calculated number of chronoturns, which means it is no longer necessary to remain near the device while waiting for the reaction to start. The data crypt H40KO malfunctioned over the course of our research. I should remind the Technomats to deliver this sacred mechanism into Magus Dioctius's capable hands. A Laboratory Journal H-4045LS. Experimental section, the child's influence on the psycho-emotional state of various representatives of the Imperium. Access level Orselio T Prime. Experiment H4545-1. Subgroup Lowborn Male. Test subjects exhibit signs of acute stress. The majority perished of blood loss within a day of being placed in the laboratory chamber due to the inability to halt the discharge of ocular secretions, tears, and the body's subsequent replacement of the secretions with the connective tissue of its internal environment. The individuals with the greatest resistance to the sacred child's resonance died several chronoturns later. Extensive wounds in the abdomen, presumably inflicted by a jagged piece of metal. Death was caused by strangulation with the subject's own intestines. The subject's final shouts exhibited concerns over abominable tentacles and void worms, hallucinations prescribed to their own internal organs. Experiment H4545-2, subgroup Lowborn Female. The test subjects died within an hour of entering the laboratory adjacent to the child's chambers. Most had their tongues bitten off or their jaws badly dislocated. Some test subjects lacked the physical strength to separate it from the rest of the skull. Cause of death: severe head injuries caused by impacting the walls or the floor. Experiment H4545-3, subgroup a paralyzed patient who lost the ability to speak due to the shock caused by a manufactorum accident. Male. The test subject noted a tingling sensation in the deteriorated tissue. During Regent Aranto Orselio's visit to the child, the test subject smiled and started humming, most likely trying to carry some plebeian tune, and then attempted to address a servant who brought him food. A lengthy conversation was prohibitive, due to the servant's lack of a tongue. Experiment H4545-4, subgroup a defective offspring of Lord P. Orselio, pronounced unfit for studying the high art of navigation, owing to the mutation of tissues required for installation of the obligatory augmentations that merge one's consciousness with the vessel. Additionally, they display an overall feebleness of mind. Female. The test subjects mirrored the child's actions for 3 days. On the 4th day, the child became upset after hearing the news about the untimely demise of Amos Cantarelli, an officer of her personal guard. As a result, one of the test subjects peeled away several layers of tissue from her face and died from the resulting massive heart attack. The last surviving test subject was executed for attempting to contact the child. Adamantine, a lump of raw ore. They all just lost their minds. Please don't kill me. Alright. Transducer. So adamantine dust.
What a peculiar thing.
Handful of sparkling coal black dust. The meteorite chunk is useless, so I think we just hold on to that. The psi crystal, I think, is what we need for the other. So crystal dust, effulgent shards of an emerald green crystal. I'm gonna remake the control rod real quick. And we leveled up. Fantastic. A control rod, An elevator control rod made with the help of Navigator technologies. Level up real quick as well, because we do have a fight ahead of us. So Reckless Strike is probably good. Breakthrough. Sworn Enemy is also pretty good. Taunting Scream. I'm going to grab that for my main character. So the warrior unleashes a terrifying scream, drawing the attention of their enemies and becoming a priority target for an enemy who fails a willpower resistance test for 3 rounds. And probably Coercion. An Abelard. Maybe Reckless Strike. The warrior's next melee attack gains plus 20% armor penetration and plus 8 damage and ignores 12% of the target's parry. Every enemy who survives an attack enhanced by this ability will attack the warrior in return, including creatures with ranged weapons. And he'll get Carouse. Adira. I do Fresh Target. So whenever the operative attacks an enemy that is at full wounds, that attack deals plus 15% more damage to that enemy. Yeah, that's fine. And Perception. Argenta. Ballistic Skill. Dash is pretty good. Controlled Shot is also pretty good. Concentrated Fire is good. Don't care for Entrench. Rapid Fire is also pretty good. But what to get first? Yeah, let's do Rapid Fire. So the soldier's next ranged burst attack will have its base rate of fire doubled, but deal minus 25% less damage. All the shots will follow random trajectories. Only works with weapons capable of burst fire. Alright. So we need to look at our notes again, so we can figure out this puzzle real quick. Let's see. Who's the oldest? Alright. So the Psi Crystals with the corrupted flesh. Do not use acid. And I don't think we use black water either, so that's probably the Biogel. And then H41OK. The mutated flesh sample would be corrupted. That's the H41OK. Catalyst, we said the Biogel, I believe. And I'm not going to quick save. If I don't get it, I don't get it. But if you mess up once, this explodes and you can't try again. I'm going to say the Psi Crystal. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at us. We got Adaptive Antidote, grants immunity to toxic damage, and inflicts a minus 10 penalty to toughness until the end of combat. So I already don't like using consumables because you never know if you need them later. But the game really incentivizes you not to use them because they all have some sort of drawback. So like, minus 10 to toughness till the end of combat, or whatever the other one... Oh, sorry, hit my microphone. Whatever the other ones are. Oh, alright, so the other experiment... So, probably the Navigator flesh sample. So, adamantine dust is what we're going to use, but not black water. So, acid, adamantine dust, the Navigator flesh sample. K04OH. I think the hardest part to figure out the first time was the biogel. Because you think... Oh, I messed up somewhere. Maybe, oh, maybe they say no acid? What did I miss? Oh, that's right. That's where I messed up. Went back to studying mortal flesh. So the experiment didn't use the... Yeah, I messed up. It's supposed to be the flesh sample, not the navigated flesh sample. That's alright.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
It might give you some, like, healing. I forget what it gives you. It's another, stimulant of some kind. Something I'll never use because it provides a minor bonus for some sort of negative effect to the end of combat. I might go back. Ship and then come back. Because we can do that. And that will automatically get rid of our traumas. Traumas can't be healed. Well, they can be healed later on. But, not what I have currently. These things are about to get messy.
Is there money to be made?
I like Arcelio looks a little better. His tangled hair is now neatly braided. His wounds are tightly bandaged, and there's some healthy color under the scales on his cheeks. You dealt with the threat and powered the elevator. Well done. I trust you brought the activation rod as well. Remember, every second of hesitation may cost my mistress her life. Adira suddenly cocks her head, drives her nails deep into her shoulder. Then she starts mumbling. The crossroads. There are two paths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed eye. Talking about the our next companion. They all wear masks, so poor and flimsy, they fall at the slightest touch. One hiding a blind man, another a traitor. So Theobald Arcelio is blind. Tell me more. What paths? I cannot say. One is paved with blind faith, the other with hatred and treachery. Both lead to tragedy. You simply have to decide what kind of tragedy you like the most. Who is who? Who do you see behind the masks? My whisperers are giggling nastily. They will not speak, the naughty little things. They say that tearing off the masks is your concern. Thank you. I did not understand a single word. Dira nods tiredly, and glances at Felek out of the corner of her eye. The station has enough problems without your sorcery, Psyker. Felek waves Adira off, and looks at you expectantly. I have many questions regarding what happened on the station. You think they are worth the life of my mistress? Who is the child mentioned in the documents and reports found on the station? You meddled with something that should have been left alone. The keeper folds his arms and shakes his head disapprovingly. The child is what the station servants call Lady Cassia, but the commoners' dirty mouths must not sully her name by uttering it. You see, it is not beneficial for all servants to have their vocal organs altered. Some prove to be more useful when they are still able to speak. The madmen I fought were convinced that we were the traitors. Felek gives an indifferent shrug. That's why they are insane. We really heed the ramblings of retainers who dared to raise their hand against the scions of a noble bloodline. The servants alone cannot be blamed for what happened on the station. Most corpses I discovered were either unarmed or feeble. Do you really think mere servants could plan a coup? The senior officers are just as guilty. Half of my guards butchered one another because they suspected treason. As for the real culprit, the coup was staged by those closest to the mistress. Yeah, Keeper Felek. Destroying the shuttles, shutting off the power, disabling the security systems. Too many things required special access. Access available only to the keeper of the station. As I'm sure you are aware, there were two keepers of the station. Your guess is absolutely correct. Theobald Arcelio, the demented old man obsessed with Lady Cassia and her power. And also the one to blame for the woes that have befallen Yurok 5 and our noble line. I listened to a recording of a private conversation between the station's officers. You were very lenient towards them, purposely neglecting the security protocols. I was lenient, this is true, and in the end I paid a steep price for it. Just look at the destruction around us. The insurgents have left almost nothing of my home. The Keeper spits out the last few words with particular bitterness. I saw the security captain's report. Only the Keepers have access to the station's systems, but Theobald stayed at his side the entire time and could not have initiated the self-destruct protocol. Which means he did it before the report was filed, or maybe after. Or, Felek's stern face twists in disgust. You dare suspect me of what happened? The one who's going out of his way to preserve what little there is still left. By the God Emperor, you will keep these slanderous accusations to yourself. Enough lies, Felek. I'm certain that you're the one behind this coup. Felek nods warily. I suppose it is time to remove my mask. Congratulations, you've got me. But did you really expect me to be sincere this entire time? To welcome you with open arms? Now I have Tisiphone and her monster. The accursed child who has tormented the navigators of House Orcelio for years. Don't make me laugh. You arrived to help her completely destroy our house, and I cannot let that happen. What are you babbling about? I know nothing of this Tisiphone, or monsters of any kind. You do not. Felek hesitates for quite a while. In that case, accept my sincere apology for the deception and my earlier behavior. I had no intention of making an enemy of a Von Valancius heir, nor of destroying the station that served as my home for many years. They left me no choice. You cannot even imagine what monster lurks in the upper chambers. An evil, a plague, a pestilence on our bloodline that seeks to destroy House Orcelio from within. And Theobald and his followers, just mindless fanatics serving this evil. Lady Cassia is a scion of a merciless tyrant, but it is not her relation to Tisiphone that is terrifying. She is a monster whose powers drive servants insane in mere turns. A cursed child who can kill a navigator from the Orcelio bloodline with just a look. I alone managed to get close enough to her over the years. She lowered her guard and trusted me, and at long last, I rid my house of the curse. This is the truth. All navigator... Yeah, perhaps you're ingratiating yourself to me, hoping I'll let down my guard. I cannot change the past, and dare not hope you will ever trust me again. But I swear my words and my apology are genuine. Seems like yet another lie. Tell me, do you ever speak the truth? Pity. Felek squares his shoulders and gestures to his guards. I was hoping to find an ally in you, but now you're merely delaying the sorrowful end of your story. Prepare to die.
Follow my lead. Onward! I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it.
It's as good as done.
That's a pretty good turn. He has a lot of health, but we did some decent damage.
Weather the storm!
My prescience has failed me.
Not falter. I need your aegis, O Emperor.
She's still standing. I guess that's all that matters. Alright. I'm gonna risk her life real quick.
What?
Oh, that's one down.
Follow my lead.
Alright, goodbye, Argenta. Oh, nope, she dodged.
Follow my lead.
Gosh.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. As the Emperor commands.
Not bad. I mean, she's gonna go down, but not bad. Oh, maybe I can save her.
Who, if not? You never stood a chance. I'll see to it personally.
Onward. Moving out.
If he burst fires, I think she goes down. Or not.
Weather the storm.
Now she goes down. Yeah, it was gonna happen eventually. Just had a hard time calling when.
Anything else?
Easy peasy.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. I will do my duty. It will be done.
On it. Another enemy down. Let us not dawdle.
Now, so Keeper's control rod. Control rod in the shape of a rotary mechanism. Staff of House Orcelio is not unique. We'll actually see more of those. Shotgun, a dead shot stub revolver, 8 to 16. Be an upgrade for somebody. Tactical goggles, plus 5% to hit chance, plus 3% to critical hit chance. Honestly, already has one of those, but this might be worth putting on her. She has that sniper rifle equipped. Oh, we'll give that to him. Well, not bad. Having one ally drop in that fight is, I think, expected.
I always have a backup plan.
Starting out, well, at least where I came from, I don't have good cover options. What I should have done is probably try to position all on one side. Use cover against the other side. I think this one only had 2 enemies. This one had 4 or 5. The position over here, have like Abelard go clear out these 2. Oh, well, everybody should alpha strike these 2 guys. Stay in cover on this side and fight them from over here. But anyway, loot over here. Loot over there as well. Did I miss something? I did.
I always keep my options open.
Open up another door, right? Pretty sure, is that not the door we went through?
Just as I planned.
It said we'd open up 2 doors using that Cogitator. This might be one of them. No, we went this way. I missed loot. Kinda looked at the map. Warp Seer's Goggles. Grants willpower, a bonus lore warp. Only person that needs lore warp is her. Might do this instead. What does she have here? I mean, the plus 1 resolve is pretty good, but right now she's missing a lot of shots, so we'll give her that. The resolve we'll probably use later when she's hitting all of her shots. Did I miss something up here?
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Must have. Let's go find it. We'll probably wrap things up, and next time we'll meet our next companion. Is it this? Oh, it is
Rise
just
to the
straight
top.
Alright.
Or get left in the dust.
Got it figured out. All that matters. Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Next time we'll head to the upper chambers and meet Lady Cassia Orcelio, otherwise known as the Child. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.